Hello everyone and welcome back to the Microsoft main stage. Thank you again so much for joining us for this series. I know that I had a great time on yesterday's episode when we created our OneNote notebook. We shared it out with the group that's going to be working on it together, and we also created our form so that we can send out and gather information from other people. So today we're going to be creating an email and creating a Teams meeting for the bands to talk to us about things like money and how long they're going to be performing for. Now, I appreciate that not all schools are going to have access to the Microsoft Teams and to Outlook, especially not to create events and these kind of things. So if you do have access, I will show you what to do. If you don't have access, don't worry. We're going to be creating it all on a Word document, and then if you do have access, you can go on and just paste it into your email. If you don't have access, we can just pretend to send it out, and we can create as many emails as we like using the Word documents. Okay, so this is our Fantasy Music Festival. I hope that you are excited, and as excited as I am for today's session. I know that this is going to be a great one, and I know that you are going to enjoy learning how to create those emails. I've got some top tips for you today, and yeah, let's jump straight in. I will see you out there on the big screen in 2 seconds. Okay, so before we jump into today's learning for our Microsoft Main Stage Fantasy Music Festival learning today and tasks, I thought that we could run through some of the answers from our Main Stage acts questions from the form that we sent out. So we asked, who would you like to see headlining the main stage, the acoustic tent, the DJ tent, and you will have different answers in here depending on the acts that you have chosen. We've also got, what food would you like to eat at the festival, and if there's anything else that you'd like to see. So I do have 3 responses here. So who would people like to see headlining the festival? Well, 2 people would like to see Academy Strangers, and 1 person would like to see the Elite Rosette. Okay, so we know that we're onto a winner there, so maybe we can put Academy Strangers as the headline act, and maybe the Elite Rosette as maybe the secondary act that comes on before the Academy Strangers. We've also got, who would you like to see headlining the acoustic tent as well? So Luke West is going to be headlining our acoustic tent in there, and we've also got, who would you like to see headlining the DJ tent? Gambler Elf got 2 and Mini DJ got 1, so again maybe we can kind of tier it that way. We've also got, what food would you like to eat at the festival? So nobody would like a burger van. We do have 1 person would like a pizza whilst they're at the festival, and 2 people would like a chippy. So we will have both of those things available for people to kind of eat at and to buy from. And lastly, we added in a box for people to add in what else they would like to see at the festival, and 2 people requested that Spoonster play for our music festival. So we're going to have to add Spoonster in to the music festival, so I'm really excited about that. So that is how to kind of see the responses from your Microsoft form. Go questions and then responses, and then you can see everything from within there. Yeah, so the next thing we'll need to do is we need to add in Spoonster into our acts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to our folders that we have here, and I'm going to go into the festival planner. Okay, so here we are on OneNote. It has loaded up now. So all I've done is I've gone up to the top, and I have added in a new row to my my table here. All you do is you go, well, I'll do it on one that's not got the red line underneath, insert, and then you can add one above. And I've just put them into order. So my headline acts are all there, the ones that have been voted for. from our form. So there we've got Luke, West, Gambler, Elf, Academy Strangers, but I also put in Spoonster as well in there because it was voted for twice. And then my support acts are in there, so the Academy Strangers, the Adagio, Waltz, and Mini DJ as well. So there we have our headline and our support acts, and we're going to work from the bottom all the way up to the top. So that's going to be our first bands that come on, the Halcyon Planners. They'll kind of kick everything off, and we'll finish with our headline acts, Spoonster, Luke West, and the Gambler Elf as well. So we've now updated our who, so who is going to be playing, and we kind of have an idea of the running order for our event as well. So let's jump in and start learning something new. Okay, so now that we have created our festival planner and we've updated everything, we need to create our draft email before we send it out. Okay, so if you do have access to Outlook and Microsoft Teams, then you can send it out, and I'll show you how you can do that. If you don't have access to Outlook and Microsoft Teams, then you can just create a draft email, and that is absolutely fine. And we're just making a fantasy music festival. Everything doesn't have to be exactly perfect. So we are going to go up to new on our OneDrive folder, and from within new we're going to go to Word document. Okay, and from within there we are going to just start pretending or creating our draft email. So from within here we need to have a few things for our draft email. We need to have who we're sending it to. We need to have maybe you're sending it to someone else, but they're not the main priority that you're sending it to. And so carbon copy, CC, is when you, it's kind of like tagging someone in an email. You're going to send it to them, but it's just so that they can see it. It's not necessarily for them. And lastly, we have our main kind of text and our main subject. So for that, I'm going to go insert table, and I'm just going to insert one cell in our table, and I'm just going to pull it down. So this is where the main kind of body of our email is going to be. So with any email that you send, here's a life tip for you. Please never type the person's email address in first. That's always the last thing that you should do. When you're creating an email, obviously mistakes happen. Sometimes you hit enter, and for whatever reason, your mouse was clicked up here and it was maybe about to hit send, you hit enter and it sends it to the person. You've not even written anything. I've done it. I think a million other people have done it as well. So as a wee life tip, please never ever start with the person's email address in the two. Always should be your last step. Okay, so I'm going to paste in now a piece of text that I've already written. So here we have my email that I've already typed out. So I've got, Dear Spoonster, please join us for the Microsoft Main Stage Festival on Saturday the 11th of June. We need to discuss the hours that you'll be playing for and the total cost of your act. Please may you join us for a Teams meeting. Okay, and then I've got click here for the Teams meeting. Kind regards, Niall. So I'm just going to delete this, and I'm going to show you how you can kind of create a fake meeting. Okay, so I'm just going to put a dash in there. We're then going to go up to insert, and we're going to put in a link. Okay, so I'm going to type in the text that I want to display. So I'm going to put click here for the Teams meeting. Okay, and we can now put in our fake Teams meeting link. Okay, so https:// it's just the start of any web address, and we're just going to put Microsoft Teams, no spaces, meeting spoonster.com. Okay, so we're just going to have a fake click in there. It's not going to take you to anywhere. If you go control click, it's not going to load up anything, okay, because it's not a real website or a web page or Teams meeting or any link. Okay, so it just looks for this kind of demo purposes. You can create your fake email. Okay, so now that we have all of our message and email that we want to send to Spoonster, we need to have, I forgot to put in subject there. So we need to add in our subject. Okay, so what's the subject of the email? Why are we sending this? So all I'm going to type in is Microsoft Main Stage Spoonster. Okay. And now we get to our to and CC. So CC, like I said earlier, stands for carbon copy. So this is for someone to have the email, have access to the email, to read what it says, but it's not actually aimed at them. Okay. So the CC, we're going to send that to Dan, and I'm going to put in a fake email address here for Dan. So we're just going to have Dan, lowercase, sorry, at mainstage.co.uk. Okay, so there is my email to Dan. I'm going to put them in there, and I'm now going to just come up with a fake email address for Spoonster. Okay, we're just pretending to send this off. So we're going to call this one Spoonster at and we're just going to call it mainstage.co.uk. Okay, so now we have our email that we are ready to send off to that band. Okay, so now that we have our email that we're wanting to send out, we can quite easily it's saved already. We need to change the name of that, so we're going to call it Spoonster email. Okay, nice and easy, and then we can just hit enter. Now that we have done that, it's really easy to recreate the email for other bands. Okay, so I can go back to OneDrive. I'm just gonna hit refresh here so that it updates the name of the of the Word document. Okay, so I can click on the 3 dots and then I can go copy to, and from there I can select where I want it to go. I want to stay in that folder, that's fine, I don't want to move it. Okay, and then I can just reload my page, and once it has reloaded, there we have Spoonster email 1. So this is the copied version, okay? And from there I can just change the email address and the text that's in there. So I can go Luke West, I can change the subject from Spoonster to Luke West, and from there I can change it as well for in here, so Luke West for the text. Okay, now we're gonna have to maybe come up with another Teams meeting. If you are actually doing this for real, then you would obviously come up with new Teams meetings, but for this one, if you want to change the link, all you do is you highlight it and you can go up to insert and then go to link, and you can just change the address that's in there. Okay, and then that's then got a new Teams meeting link, and from there the file name, then we can go to Luke West email, hit enter, and there we have a very similar email to the Spoonster email. All we've done is we've copied it and we've made the amendments to the original email. So I can close those ones down now. Okay, and there we have all of our emails. Let's just reload those. And if you want to be really organized, you can put them into their own folder and go new folder, okay? But we are wanting to take some of this email and we're wanting to send that out on Outlook, okay? So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up my Outlook so you can do it from within here, and click on the 9 dots in the corner and go to Outlook. And from within there, you go new message, and here we have the space to compose our email. So let's compose our email. We are wanting to send this off to Spoonster. So we've already come up with the draft already, amazing. So we can go copy and we can paste that into our email. Dear Spoonster, please join us for the Microsoft Main Stage Festival on Saturday, the 11th of June. We need to discuss the hours that you'll be playing for and the total cost of your act. Please may you join us for a Teams meeting. Now, we don't have the Teams meeting in here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this. And over on the left hand side you will see calendar. So within calendar we have all of the events that are going on throughout this week. Now I've turned off my calendar so you can't see everything that I am doing, okay? So I'm going to just set it for tomorrow, so maybe the 1st of June that we would have that meeting. So I'm just going to click on the 1st of June. I can see that there's nothing planned for that day, so I can go new event up on the top left and I can add my title. So it's going to be Spoonster Microsoft Main Stage, okay, and we can then invite our attendees. So I'm going to invite in Dan, and I'm going to invite in Pam as well. So I'm going to use Pam, who's my friend here at Tablet Academy Scotland, and I'm going to pretend that Pam is Spoonster. Now, here's a little known fact for you. Pam actually is from the band Spoonster, so when she gets this email, I'm fully aware that she will get a little bit of a fright and get all excited that she might be playing the Microsoft Main Stage, so I am sorry about that, Pam. But we have here our 2 emails. Now I'm going to just pretend that my friend Pam is from Spoonster, okay? I can see that we are all free from 9 o'clock to on Wednesday the 1st, okay? We can change the times and the dates as well that we are working from for this meeting, and we can also add in our Teams meeting there, okay? So I can see that everyone is available. We can paste in our email that we were going to put in just so they've got access to that if they need it. I'm just going to get rid of that though, because they won't obviously want that email. And then once you're done, you can just hit send, okay? And then once that has been sent, and I double click on the email, I can see that down at the bottom we have our Teams meeting. Now this is our real Teams meeting for those who have access to Teams and Outlook. So I can right click on that and I can actually copy the link, and when I go back to my email, I can now paste in that real Teams meeting link, okay? So I can go to the, down at the bottom, where is it? There it is. Insert link, and I can insert my link. All I do is I paste that Teams meeting link in and display it as click here for the Teams meeting. There we go. Hit OK. Now, please do not send these meetings off to the real bands, or if you have if you've created your own bands, incredible. If you have gone with bands or people that you really know, please don't send them these emails. This is just a bit of fun. This is your fantasy, okay? So up at the top, we need our subject. So we need to put Microsoft Main Stage Festival. Spoonster. Okay, and now we can do the CC and the to. So I can put in Dan, and I can put in Pam, okay, because I'm sending this to my friend Pam. You might want to send this off to a friend, maybe the person who's sitting beside you, who's not a part of your team. This is not real, this is just a bit of fun, okay? So don't send it off to anybody who might really want to join the music festival. Just send it off to your friend who's maybe sitting beside you, okay? Maybe even your teacher. Maybe your teacher, in this case, is wanting to act as the band, and everybody sends their band emails into your teacher that's in your classroom, okay? So once you've done that, all you have to do is you just have to click send. Now you can send it later, or you can send it now. I am just going to hit send now, and then we have access to our meeting. So they have the email. They also, from the calendar, will get an email notification with the time and the date and the Teams meeting link as well. Okay, so that is how we have used Outlook and Teams and Microsoft Word to organize our festival, okay, and come up with those meetings to be able to discuss how many hours the band's going to be playing for and the total cost of the act. Okay, so thank you very much for joining me. I'm just going to see you out on the zoomed in screen in just 2 seconds. Fantastic work, everyone. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me. I'm just going to remind you again, just make this super clear. I understand that some councils and some schools don't have access to the likes of emails or Microsoft Teams to complete the work. That's absolutely fine. If you don't have access to them, then I just recommend that you create it in a Word document, come up with your email, have your to CC subject line, and then just a text box or a table box for you in there, and you can just put your email into there. And then you can send that out to other people if you like, or you can just keep it within your folder. If you do have access, then why not just go and have a bit of fun. Send the email out to a friend who's sitting beside you or to your teacher. Please don't send it out without your classroom. Keep it within your class. It's just a bit of fun, and we're having fun today with the session. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you enjoy creating your emails for your groups and having a look back on your forums and seeing who's answered the form and see kind of what you're going to need to bring in to the festival. So yeah, thank you again for joining us. My name is Niall, and I will see you all tomorrow for our third installment of creating our fantasy music festival thanks to the Microsoft Main Stage. I'll see you then. Cheers. Bye.